I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey friend, are you looking to land a remote gig ASAP? Well, did you know that we not only have a ton of online jobs you can apply to on our site, but now we're also sending them straight to your inbox. I'm happy to announce that we will be sending our email subscribers legit online jobs every Wednesday. We have done hours of research so you don't have to. If you want to be the first one to hear about the remote gigs we find, go to theoffbeatlife.com to subscribe. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here for this extended interview with Kristen, where she's going to share with us how to build a virtual summit to grow your online business. Hey Kristen, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you so much for being here. Before we get to all of your tips and tricks for us, can you tell us a little bit about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Yeah, so I am Kristen Noel. I'm a copywriter and a sales funnel strategist. I love working with online entrepreneurs, coaches, freelancers, and service providers who love to help people. And some of the services I provide are done for you copywriting, and I also provide coaching and mentoring for people who are looking how to grow their business.
Perfect. And you have so much knowledge on this topic, and we definitely want to dig deep into this, pick your brain. So before we get to the tips, can you tell us what is a virtual summit? What does that mean, Kristen?
Yes. So I like to think of virtual summits as kind of like that a conference, but you're taking the whole conference online and you're gathering some of your industry favorites who are in your same field, who maybe teach the same audience different things. So if you are in the wellness field, you might be working with like a fitness expert, nutritionist, maybe a self-care expert, and you're getting all of these people together in one place, and they're all kind of sharing their expertise in different sessions. You can choose. Your event can be a week long, it can be 3 days long, it can even be up to 2 weeks long. And it's really just an opportunity for you to gather all these great people and share a ton of value with your target audience.
And why is this kind of one of the crucial ways for entrepreneurs to grow their business?
Yeah, so it is an opportunity for you to get in front of thousands of people. So when you think about bringing together different experts, like the last virtual summit that I helped build, we brought together about 22 different experts who all had their own audiences. So if you have 22 different service providers or experts who each have an audience of, like, let's just say even 5,000 people, multiply 5,000 times however many experts you have, and you can get in front of a lot of people. And that just gives you the opportunity to increase your brand recognition, get a whole bunch of new email signups, and share value on such a huge stage. And it's all online. So you don't have to fly anywhere. You don't have to buy these expensive tickets. And it's a great way for you to get in front of like up to hundreds of thousands of people at one time.
Now, for people who are listening to this who are kind of confused, like, that's great, I want to do all of that, but how do I get started? So what are kind of your, must-dos or must-haves for someone who's never done this before?
Yeah, so I will just put the disclaimer out that running a virtual summit is a ton of work. It's one of those things that you have to plan for at least a few months in advance. And there's a lot of moving pieces there, right? But the reward and the payout is amazing because you do get this exposure and you can grow your email list. So, for example, the last couple of virtual summits that I ran, the experts grew their email list. They took it from like 0 to 500 just within a month. So some of the things that you need are, one, you need a topic. You need, something that people really want to learn, or something that people have been talking about lately. And there's a lot to learn on this particular topic or subject. Once you have that subject in mind, you then need to round up your partners. Who do you want to be featured in this virtual summit. And you typically want to go with people that have an audience already, because again, you are leveraging their audience. So figuring out who you would love to have and what's in it for them. So they want to know, will they also have access, to the people who sign up, or will they be able to share any of their offers with this audience? What's in it for them? Make sure that you can properly communicate that. And then you also want to make sure you're working with at least one other person when you throw a virtual summit, because there are a lot of moving pieces. And then you want to have that theme chosen. Again, this kind of in the same line with the topic, but making sure you have the theme, making sure you're kind of building something that is going to be aesthetically pleasing. That's important in the online space. Making sure you have that branding together and that messaging, and giving people a real reason to sign up.
And that's, it's really all about the community that you build, the people that you include in your summit. So, how do you actually go to someone and pitch to them, especially if you yourself don't have a lot of audience yet? How do you make sure that these people with a big community already says yes to you?
Yeah. So you definitely want to approach somebody with a personalized message. It really helps when you are familiar with this person, like if you've been following their work for a while, and you can speak on something particular, comment on their program. If you've been a participant in one of their programs, or if you watch their videos, make sure you say something very specific so that they know that you're not just a random, but you actually have a stake in their expertise and in their brand. And then from there, you want to explain what you're doing. In that first message to them, explain what you're doing, why it's important, and why you think it would appeal to their audience. Making sure that you can connect it with their mission as a service provider and expert, and then give them the benefits. So if you are expecting this to potentially reach 10,000 people, for example, let them know that. Let them know that it has the potential. And then if you're working with an expert in virtual summits, sometimes they can kind of forecast the amount of signups, like the range of people that you're going to get. So you can let the people know that, hey, we're expected to get 1,000 new signups for this, or 500 new signups. You have the opportunity to share your website, share your services, or kind of talk about your expertise, so that they know that they actually have an incentive, like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to get in front of an audience of 500 people or 1,000 people. So they want to know that it's going to be the right audience for them, and they want to know that they will have the opportunity to share something for that audience. And you want to keep it concise and brief. So making sure that you can fit all this information into no more than about 2 paragraphs when you reach out to somebody, just giving them the most important information and asking them if they would like to connect to learn more. And I think if you approach somebody with genuine interest and making sure that you know their brand a little bit, they're more than likely going to be interested in at least having that conversation with you.
Love that. Now, is there any other must-dos or important things that somebody should know before they start their own virtual summit?
Yeah, I would say some of those must do's, like, let's get to the technical part, really figuring out, okay, what tools do I need to build this? Depending on where you host your website, there's a lot of good plugins or good software that you can use and just kind of integrate it with your own website. So for example, if you have WordPress, there is a system called Optimize Press that allows you to kind of plug in this tool and build out landing pages, build out event pages. And you can also use different types of online events, even Zoom you can use. You can combine that with lead pages, for example. So I would say look into your tech stack and make sure that you have those tools figured out that you want to use. And again, I highly recommend like partnering with somebody who can help build it if you're not super familiar with launching a virtual summit, at least for that first one, because from there you can kind of learn from them. And if you want to continue building out virtual summits on your own, you've worked with, a specialist for at least the first one.
Love that. Well, thank you so much, Kristen, for sharing with us all of these incredible information on how to get started with your own virtual summit. If our listeners want to know more about you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on my website at kristennoel.com or on Instagram at getkrist. which is GETKRISSED.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Kristen. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate being here.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Kristen. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview where she shares how she's been able to travel the world and own a company as a copy and sales funnel strategist. Hey friend, have you been wanting to start a podcast? I know it can be overwhelming in the beginning. Believe me, I have been there. Lucky for you, we have created a new site called howtocreateapodcast.com that shares a ton of freebies that can help you get started. From launching, growing to monetizing, we share it all in one place. Visit howtocreateapodcast.com for more information. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Live. I'll talk to you soon.